Welcome to the Gartner ITSM Hype Cycle in Plain English by Aaron Perrott and Andrew Davies. Gartner carry out their ITSM Hype Cycle analysis each year to help IT leaders develop their ITSM roadmaps. The Gartner analysis evaluates the maturity and benefit of trending technologies. We'll go through the key topics in plain English, explaining how you can benefit.
This week, we are covering SIAM, ITSM and ITIL, ending our Gartner Hype Cycle videos with three staples of service management. So let's start with SIAM. Modern IT comprises numerous systems, technologies and capabilities. It makes sense to outsource some or even all of this to providers who have specialist and niche skills. And so most organizations rely on multiple IT service providers. Service integration and management, SIAM, are the tools, processes and practices that make them all work like one. This helps manage the interdependencies in a multi-sourced environment. So why do we do this? The diversity of expertise needed to run an IT operation means that it is not possible to run an end-to-end service in-house, should an organization even want to, because best-in-class organizations follow common ITSM best practice. It means that an IT service can be supported seamlessly by multiple suppliers. Best practice in the form of SIAM has grown up around the activity of knitting together many suppliers and services into an integrated whole. So how do we do this? The basic principle of SIAM is that one supplier or the customer organization becomes the authority. This provides one face to the business and to users and presents IT services as complete entities offered by a unified provider. Using integrations, SIAM connects disparate supplier systems to create an extended support ecosystem. For instance, instance logged into the authority are case exchange supplier systems to be worked on. The authority manages the flow of work on behalf of the user who is unaware of the underlying workflow and handoffs. The authority holds suppliers accountable through operational level agreements that commit to a service level and reporting and review to ensure the aggregated service meets the customer expectations. Next, we're going to talk about the ITSM platform itself. Classic IT is technology, focused on things like hardware, code, and data. IT service management seeks to create value by considering IT in terms of the value IT creates for users or the business. ITSM platforms codify the processes and the tools needed to provide this service wrapper. So why do we do this? The business needs to frame IT in terms of the benefits it can deliver. The business has jobs to be done. IT service management activities turn IT capabilities into customer outcomes. Writing the best code in the world is a waste of time if it doesn't align with the business requirements. ITSM platforms provide the tools and workflow to manage IT services. As ITSM processes interact with each other, combining them into an integrated platform enables integrated process flows through the value chain. So how do we do this? ITSM describes the activities performed by an organization to design, build, deliver, operate and control IT services offered to the customers. The framework considers the entire service lifecycle, from identifying the need for a service, to delivering it, to the eventual retirement. There are numerous ITSM frameworks to choose from, including ITIL, COBIT, IT for IT, and DevOps. Implementation of ITSM benefits from toolsets that combine the technology and processes needed to deliver services. ITSM platforms manage the data needed by the ITSM process. For instance, they will pull in events and alerts and present them as dashboards. They are also built with the forms and workflow that step support staff through those processes. Having multiple processes operating as modules in one tool allows them to work closely together. Platforms have modules like configuration management, incident management, and change management that knit all of these processes together in a single place. This brings us neatly on to the last topic today, which is ITIL. ITIL stands for IT Information Library and builds on over 40 years of evolving best practice in IT service management. It now comprises of 17 service management, 3 technical and 14 general management practices. So why do we use it? There are 2 main benefits to using ITIL. Firstly, it encapsulates hard-won learning and best practice from thousands of IT professionals. These practices have been proven many times over. The ITIL framework have kept up to date and evolved to reflect current best practice. Secondly, it provides a common language and framework across the industry. An organisation can switch systems or suppliers without having to fundamentally change their ways of working. How do we implement it? ITIL provides guidance on 34 practices that should be used together to form value chains that provide outcomes for customers. The ITIL practices cover a 4-dimensional approach to service management, comprising of organisations and people, information and technology, partners and suppliers, and value streams and processes. Whilst each of the practices provides a capability to the organisation, they have been created to interact and work together. Many systems and suppliers organise and market themselves around the ITIL framework. Organisations can often hire process specialists who are qualified in ITIL and who can work together to build an integrated service management capability. That ends our series around explaining the Gartner Hype Cycle in plain English. We have covered all 30 areas from start to finish, and hopefully you have found some areas of the guide that have been useful. It's important to note that ITSM is a continually expanding and growing environment. Moving into a more agile, DevOps and tribes world is now a challenge for ITSM and one that it can address. And it's important to note there are many different frameworks and ways to achieve best practice within ITSM. And sometimes you can pick from all of them in order to get what you need. And that's the same for anything within the Hype Cycle. Thank you again for listening. And if you have any questions, please contact us at hello@ktsl.com or come and see us at ITSMf conference in November. Thank you.